Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ethan Wood, and today we are delving into a hot topic in the film world involving Jonathan Majors, who, if you don't know him, was convicted of multiple charges of assault and harassment recently, and people are trying to decide whether we should welcome him back into the film world or whether we should not. So, we're going to talk about all that and more in just one sec. Let's get right into it. Okay, so I want to talk about Jonathan Majors and the whole news story that's come out after his whole thing. But first we need to talk about the movie itself. So it's called Magazine Dreams, if you haven't heard of it. It was actually supposed to come out 3 years ago, but instead it is coming out on March 21st, which is yesterday as of when this video is posted. And it's about a bodybuilder who wants to be like Mr. Olympia, and he wants to grace the magazine covers and all that jazz. He's limited by his body and his mental health due to extreme expectations he's put on himself and his training routine, and he's left lonely and helpless by the end of the movie. So it's all about the importance of human connection and the lengths we will go to get validation. Seems like a pretty good movie. Let's watch a little bit of the trailer just so you can get a good vibe about what this movie's about.
I want to be Mr. Olympia one day. I've been training for this every moment of my entire life.
Like my deltoids? Judges always say they're too small. Think they're liars?
Everyone's a liar. It is important that you find people that you can make an emotional bond with.
I'm asking you nicely and in a calm voice. If you're not 100%, you will never be successful.
Nobody knows who you are. Nobody.
Well, you gotta commit all energy and focus to being the greatest bodybuilder on the entire planet. That's what separates one from being a champion, one from not being a champion.
All right, we'll stop it there, but yeah, I'm not joking when I say this. This looks like a crazy good movie. Like, very, very real. If you've watched any of my other content, you will know that I love movies that are just real. That is like my favorite type of content. So all this looks really, really good. However, there is always something bad attached with anything good, and that is what we're gonna discuss right now. So, if you don't know the context, Jonathan Majors was a rising actor in Hollywood in 2022. He was popular for his roles as Kong in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and for his role in Creed 3. But then his ex-girlfriend, named Grace Jabbari, was found in his walk-in closet one night, dazed and bruised, and this was in March 2023.
Right now, opening statements are underway for the Jonathan Majors trial 9 months after he was arrested. There is a lot on the line for Majors, who was a rising star in Hollywood before all of this happened. Majors is facing misdemeanor assault and harassment charges for allegedly attacking his ex-girlfriend in New York on March 25th. But today, he walked into a Manhattan courtroom with his current girlfriend, Megan Good, by his side. In opening statements, the prosecutor said that Majors is guilty of a cruel and manipulative pattern of physical and psychological abuse that culminated in the end of their relationship. The backlash was swift. He got dropped from ad campaigns, from movies, and his future in the Marvel franchise depends on the outcome of this case.
So after this, Majors was dropped from pretty much everything. Any of his movies, any of his sponsorships, any fame and recognition, he just kind of dropped off the face of the earth for a little while, because I would too if I were convicted of this. That was probably a good call, but it's so sad because he had a whole decade's worth of work that he had put into this, into becoming a good actor, and it all went to waste. But the story does not stop there. So Chaudhry, I think it's how you pronounce that, his attorney, thought that he was actually in the clear and that his ex-girlfriend, Jabbari, was the one who was actually harassing and abusing him. So in this news article, it says, instead of dismissing the allegations in the face of the woman's clear lies, the DA has adjusted the charges to match the woman's new lies, Chaudhry says outside the court per deadline. To be clear, there are no new charges against Mr. Majors. Without expanding, the attorney adds that the legal team has obtained even more video evidence of his innocence, but is hesitant to share it for fear the DA will tip off the woman to change her story again. So that's kind of a loaded statement. Let's unpack that real fast. So basically, his attorney is saying that he is good, she is the one who's crazy, and is abusing him. He also apparently was caught on surveillance with her, and that video evidence only backs up his attorney's statements instead of what she's saying. And as I was reading articles too, it said that she's changed what the accusations were, I guess, multiple times throughout the trial. It went from super, super crazy, like he was abusing her multiple times, pinning her against the car, all that crazy stuff, to we worked our way only down to like he slapped her once. Still bad, but like not as bad as it could have been. So essentially, Jabbari was lying about the accusations. That's kind of where the trial went to. And there is video evidence to support that. I'm going to show it here, but I want you to know that it can get a little graphic, and I'm going to try to blur out what I can. But please watch that here.
Grace has to be in a certain mindset to support Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife.
This audio clip from September of 2022, 34-year-old Jonathan Majors is heard accusing his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabbari of being drunk and telling her who she needed to model herself after. The audio, along with several pieces of evidence released Wednesday, includes surveillance video from the night of the alleged assault last March. Video appears to show Majors trying to push Jabbari back into their parked SUV in an effort to leave. Majors begins running away. Jabbari is seen chasing him. The next morning, Majors returned home and called police.
So that clip kind of gives the other side of the equation, where we're not exactly sure what happened and we're not sure who's to blame, but we do know that there was probably some problems on both sides, and we know that she was probably a little crazy and not right in the head. So all this is crazy. I feel really bad for Jonathan Majors because personally, I think that he is in the clear and that I think those accusations were blown way out of proportion, and being dropped from all those films was blown way out of proportion. And I also think he's a really good actor. He had a very promising career. The internet supported him. Like, he had everything going for him. And then this happened and it all just went to crap. And it kind of reminds me of the video I made last week right here, kind of talking about how one actor destroyed pretty much the entire film by the choices that he made. Same situation. And I think I'm to the point now where I agree that Jonathan Majors is probably in the clear based off of this evidence, but I'm kind of curious what you guys think, so let me know. But how are we going to redeem this? Well, I think in two ways. One, it's a good lesson for everyone, not just famous people, but it's good for everyone to surround themselves with people that they want to become, that are going to support them, that are going to push them in the right direction. And by that, I mean not always support them in every decision that they make, but sometimes maybe convicting them that they shouldn't be hanging out with certain people or making certain decisions. Because if Majors had had someone to lean back on and tell him that maybe his girlfriend's crazy and he shouldn't date her, then maybe this wouldn't have happened. And if he hadn't gotten into this relationship, maybe that wouldn't have happened either. Now, I don't know Major's intentions, and I don't know her or him personally, so I don't know what he was thinking. But I do want to give him the benefit of the doubt, and maybe he had good intentions for dating her. Maybe it was a good relationship at the beginning. Maybe he thought he could fix her. I have no idea. But number two, the movie itself looks phenomenal. Based off of the trailer, based off of what I've read, it looks like a phenomenal movie. It's original, it's relevant, it is relatable, it's thought-provoking, everything a good movie should be, and it's something that we've been asking for a long time. We want things that are real. We want things that are good. We want good acting. It seems like this movie has it, but it's been wrapped up in so much legal drama that it's not going to debut like it should have. So do your part and go watch the movie. Should you watch it? Absolutely. I think you will love it. Again, it's R-rated, so please don't watch it if you're under the age of 17, or if you, I just hit my computer, or if you don't think you can handle it, but please go watch the movie. I think it's totally worth watching. I will definitely be watching it myself. But yeah, with all that said, that is all I have. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate if you guys would like, subscribe, and comment down below. And I've really enjoyed this. I want to do more of these. So stay thoughtful. Let's see if we can redeem the film world. I'm confident that we can. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.